This past Monday, the NFL started its new year, free agency tampering on Monday and officially starting Wednesday at 4 p.m. There's a lot of releases, trades, and wheeling and dealing. So where will the Commanders land? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Off the Bench, episode 24, Free Agency, Deal or No Deal. What up, what's good, what's happening? Welcome to another episode of Off the Bench. I am your boy Big Herb, and guys, it's the beginning of free agency, the brand new year of the NFL, and I mean, hey, this is what we all been waiting for since the end of the season. This is where the time of where we start picking up players from free agency. This is where we find out what's the next move as far as going into the draft. Who should we be picking up after free agency? But the one thing about it I have to say is that you really have to be patient. You want to try to make the best deal possible. You don't want to just sign somebody who's at just the best of their position. You want to go ahead and say what's right for them, what's the best deal. Because you never know. You may be able to say, oh, I got the best person, but the chemistry don't fit. You may got the right person, but for the wrong deal. And then on top of that, they might have one good year, and then hey, because they had a great season on the contract year, they may fall and flop later on in the following year. And so let's start it off with the beginning of the re-signing period. So before we get into this though, I have to say I would have came over there and put this out earlier, but I had prior engagements that I had to get to, so I apologize for the late response. But hey, we're back at it. Let's get back into the grind. So, starting off, the Commanders, they re-signed Bobby Wagner to a 1-year, $9.5 million deal to bring him back in this year 35 of his career. We also signed Zane Gonzalez to a 1-year, $1.2 million deal. Zach Ertz, another captain on this team, re-signed 1 year, $6.25 million. But the deal is worth up to $9 million in incentives. We also signed John Bates on a 3-year deal, and we re-signed Tress Way to a 1-year deal with $2.8 million. So to start off with that, we did good. We did good because we got our captains back. We got the leaders of our team to go ahead and the core of it all to go ahead and come back on this team. I like the pickups. It was fairly cheap, but it's also like, hey, these guys really ain't got that much time left in their career. So I mean, we just bring them back, make sure we on the same page. Zane Gonzalez, he was good down the stretch at times. He did make us all nervous with all this extra shit and everything. I understand he has OCD. But I mean, hey, as long as it makes him make sure that he's making his kicks, I don't care what the hell he does. But I do want to say, as far as the John Bates pickup, I do like it, me personally, because I do believe that you need a good blocking tight end. I do believe that he is arguably the best blocking tight end in the league. He's got a ways to go as far as being a receiver, but that's not his role. So just stick to your role. Your role is a blocking tight end, and we were one of the best running teams, even though our quarterback was the one that was doing majority of the damage. But we was a good running team last year. And with these pickups, possibly in the draft as well, we should be able to do better. Two other things. Number one, Deontay Fowler and Dyami Brown came out this past the day before free agency. Apparently, we don't know the actual deal that they were offered by the Commanders, But Dante Fowler definitely had some issues with what he was offered. And yeah, I mean, you can see right here, this is definitely how he felt about the offer that he was getting. I will say this: he had a really good season, 10.5 sacks, especially this in a limited role. I think that he actually did really good considering what he was doing, what he was asked to do. But at the same time, you are not a four down player. You're just in there for specialty. You are great when it comes down to rushing the passer, but if you look at the NFC Championship game when we needed you to stop the run, you got washed. You're not great on running downs. When it comes down to stopping the run, you're suspect, but you're great at pass rushing. I think that I don't know what they offered, but I hope that we can try to get him back. I wouldn't mind him coming back, but at the same time, I'm not willing to break the bank for him. Dyami Brown, on the other hand, dude, you are replaceable. So no, we're not even going to get into that because, I mean, dude, if you've averaged 100 to 200 yards a season, and you've been here for 4 years now, dude, you had your best year this year, and that was 300 yards. I'm not even going to sit there and say that playoff Yami was he was good. He was good. This is what got you the eventual signing that you got. But you're replaceable. I'm sorry, dude. I'm glad you got your money, but at the same time, we got to look at it from the whole perspective of it all for the Commanders. And dude, you're not worth $10 million. Well, 12 with incentives because that's what he got with the Jaguars. Congratulations to him. I mean, I'm not mad at him get the bag. I'm not mad at him for that. But at the same time, saying that, do I think that he's worth it? I mean, we can get somebody else. We got somebody with Deebo Samuels running screens. We got somebody who can break the top off with Terry. I'm not nervous about it. We could pick somebody up in the draft. I'm seriously not losing sleep over this. But one thing I will say is this: we were still kind of skeptical going back to the whole John Bates signing, because if I'm not mistaken, now I will say this as of Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. This is being recorded, so we don't know what everything that happens afterwards. This is going to be a constant. News gets through fast, so so I will say this as far as what's going on today so far. With Evan Ingram still being available, he's 31 years old. If we're looking for somebody to be a receiving threat, I still believe that because we have Zach Ertz, he can go ahead and do good as far as helping out JD5, but also Ben Sinnott, he should be able to step up at least I'm giving him to mid-season. Mid-season, you should be in rotation to go ahead and make the next step. Because, dude, we drafted you as a second-round pick. You need to go ahead and produce at this point. You got to go ahead and produce. We are not sitting here having you as a glorified fullback at 2, as a second-round pick. I just believe that he should be able to go ahead and produce. But moving on to the next part. Now, Friday, had big news. It was already said that we were trying to go ahead and try to find John Allen the best place to go. But if we couldn't find a place, then we was going to have to release him. And well, we released him. So I think that he has a visit today with the Minnesota Vikings. So I hope he gets what he's looking for. I really do. I think John is a good, productive defensive tackle. But for the money that we were paying him, I don't think he was worth that much. I mean, you're talking about $22 million a year. That's top 5 pays when it comes to defensive tackle, and he was not producing that type of game. So I want him to go ahead and find what's best for him. But in the midst of us losing him, we did pick up our first pickup in the free agency period. Javon Kinlaw reached an agreement with the Washington Commanders on a 3-year, $45 million deal that includes $30 million guaranteed. Javon Kinlaw provides some pop with the interior of Washington's defensive front. Former first rounder totaled a career high in sacks last year with 5, and tackles, which is 34, and run stops, which is 24. Last fall, and now pairs with Deron Payne and Johnny Newton. I think this is going to be a really good pickup for us. I think he's got better motor than John Allen. He can rush the passer. But the one thing I still need to make sure that he does is he a good run stopper? That remains to be seen. He's a really good pass rusher for this position. Is he great? No, he's not. Is he a star? No, he's not. Is he consistent and is he good? Yeah. I mean, he produced last year, and he also produced when he was in San Francisco. So yeah, we got to go ahead and make sure that we get the right person for him. Now, a couple other departures. Jeremy Chinn, which I'm kind of bummed about because I really did want him to come back. Jeremy Chinn signed a 2-year deal with the Las Vegas Raiders, getting for over $16 million. Now, they didn't post out as far as like the guarantees and everything, but I mean, $16 million over the contract. It's looking a little bit like $8 million a year. I think he was probably going to get better. They probably just edged us out. So, I mean, I'm not mad at him for getting the bag. So, dude, you got to do what you got to do for you, man. I'm not mad at him for that. I will say this as far as with the last part, going into what we've done as far as with free agency. So far, Ronnie Stanley. He is a left tackle for the Baltimore Ravens. We were looking into trying to pick him up, but unfortunately, he re-signed for a 3-year deal worth $60 million to stay with the Baltimore Ravens. Also, Cornelius Lucas just signed a 2-year deal with the Cleveland Browns, which has us kind of like, damn, we lost out on our swing tackle. But hey, Adam Peters,
let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said, let him cook.
That boy be cooking, man. I'm telling you, he finds a way to just make shit happen. And out of the blue, I never saw this coming at all. So the Commanders made a blockbuster trade yesterday with the Houston Texans for 5-time Pro Bowler Laramie Tunsil and a 4th round pick for the 2025 draft. We ended up giving them a 2025 3rd and 7th round pick, and we also given them a 2026 2nd and a 4th round pick, which isn't bad. I mean, considering, yeah, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is a lot. But for a quality left tackle, arguably top 5, yeah, you're gonna have to pay. I mean, he's the third highest paid tackle in the league, behind Trent Williams and Tristan Wirfs. So yeah, I mean, he's legit. I mean, he's a really good tackle. Now, as far as the remaining contract, he has 2 years left on his contract with $42.7 million. In 2025, he has $21.3 million, and $10 million of it is guaranteed. And in 2026, it's $21.3 million, but it's 0 guaranteed. Now, I'm pretty sure he's going to be looking for a new deal, and I have no problem signing him for a better deal. But at the same time, I need to see your production. I need to see the production, and I will gladly go ahead and give. If I was a GM, I would gladly give him the new contract that he's looking for. And because he's 30 is a good age for left tackles in this league, because you have a lot of them that plays up until they're 40 or 35 or 38, one or the other. You look at Trent Williams right now, he's 30, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's 37 years old right now. So yeah, I mean, you look at these guys that are playing long term for a long period of time, and yeah, I think at this point, yes, Laremy Tunsil could probably play up until he's 37, and that means if we get 7 good years out of him, then hell yeah. I mean, you got to look at it from the standpoint of this. I mean, you have to protect your assets, which is Jayden Daniels, and what better than to have a top 5 tackle on your line. And then when you look at it from the standpoint of this, yes, you have Brandon Coleman coming in. You can slide him over to the left guard. We do know that Sam Cosmi is injured, and he's going to be injured for a while. So hey, Allegretti, slide over to the side to the other guard. We still have Wiley as our other tackle. And eventually we could just go ahead and keep it like that. Biadasz is still our center. Well, we went from having a solid line to having a potentially great, potential top 10, top 5 type line. Cosmi comes back healthy. That's going to be real great for us. But moving on to other news. Yeah, because I said until we find out what's going on with Myles Garrett. Well, I guess winning in life was more important than winning on the field. So, and I'm not mad at him, because Myles Garrett just became the highest paid non-QB player, signing a 4-year extension with his contract, $160 million. That's with 123.5 guaranteed, and that's an extension on the 2 years he has left. So that's going to come around to $204 million. And damn, that's not bad. I can't even be mad at him, because I'm telling you right now, if you pay me that money, I'm moving to Cleveland my damn self. So, I mean, congratulations to him. Also, we got to give a congratulations to Bills Mafia, because NFL new mark. The Bills and Josh Allen reached an agreement on a new record-setting 6-year, $330 million contract that includes $250 million guaranteed, the largest guaranteed ever in the NFL to an NFL player. Allen had 4 years left on his deal, but the Bills still renewed his their franchise MVP to a benchmark deal. I mean, for somebody who ain't win a Super Bowl yet, I mean, I can't even be mad, dude. If somebody's willing to pay me $330 million, fuck it, I'm not gonna say no. I'd be crazy to say no. I mean, another thing, DK Metcalf was just traded. We asked for he requested a trade, and the Seahawks gave it to him. Seahawks traded DK Metcalf to the Steelers for a 2025 second round pick, and Metcalf right afterwards signed a 5-year, $150 million contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I can't be mad at him for that. I mean, he's one of the. That's a great move for Pittsburgh. Still need to figure out what they're gonna do with quarterback, but hey. Also, Jets released Devontae Adams on March the 4th, but the Rams signed him up for a 2-year, $46 million deal, $26 million guaranteed. Shout out to him over there. Like I told one of my boys who's a Rams fan, I told him, look, y'all better just win, because understand, if he don't win, he's gonna crash out. Same thing as far as with DK Metcalf and King Crash out there over over in Pittsburgh. But that's besides the point. I'm moving on. I digress. Also, Geno Smith was traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for a 3rd round pick. Not bad. That's a good pickup for him. I'm not mad at that deal. Because Sam Darnold just got just was signed up by the Seattle Seahawks for a record deal. Well, I mean, for a deal for him, 3 years, $110.5 million, and 55 is guaranteed for him. So, considering that he was on the verge of being a bust and then had a great year in Minnesota, and I honestly think that because you have a quarterback whisperer over there and Coach O'Connell, I mean, hey, I can't even be mad at him. Also, moving on to the next thing, Jeremy Fowler has reported Trey Hendrickson has requested a trade. Looking for roughly around $30 million on a deal. Washington could make a move since he could be looking for a day 2 draft pick package for him. And he's 30 years old. So me personally, you can find a way to do it, but I mean, you're giving up a lot of picks for these guys. I don't think he's gonna come cheap. If first things first, he's gonna. I mean, you're looking at he led the league in sacks last year, and then on top of that, you have to look at it from the standpoint of this. Myles Garrett is getting paid $40 million a year. You look at Max Crosby, who's getting $35 million a year. So where does he fall in between there, or does he fall right underneath Max Crosby? So that's something to think about. He is, like I said, he is 30. You're gonna have to give up a 2nd round pick, maybe more, but also you're gonna have to go ahead and figure out what you're gonna do as far as paying him. So, and we got plenty of cap space right this second. So if you're gonna do it, make a deal. Me personally, you got to because you have a 1st round pick, 2nd round pick, 3rd round pick this year. I'm sorry, no, you don't have a 3rd round pick because you traded it. You have a 1st, 2nd, 4th, 6th, 7th. You only got 5 picks this year. Me personally, I think that you should trade back with that number 1, with that 1st pick, 29th overall, and see what you can get out of that. Because you can go ahead and address the running back situation. You can go ahead and address the defensive line situation, offensive line situation. You were lacking in offensive line and defensive line last year, and you need to upgrade those 2 pieces. You started it off with Tunsil, then you started off with Kinlaw. That's a good move, so you need to keep on doing it. Just a couple of other things too before we end this video. So here's the deal. I really was looking forward to Adam Peters making these 2 moves, but unfortunately he wasn't able to make the deal. Talanoa Hufanga, I hope I'm saying his name the right way. He's a safety. He's 25 years old. I was hoping that we can go ahead and make a move for him because he used to play for the 49ers and he actually was doing pretty good until he got hurt. But he just signed with the Broncos. Charvarius Ward, who also played for the 49ers, he's a cornerback, 28 years old. He just signed with the Colts, 3 years, $60 million, 35 guaranteed with the Colts. I was hoping that they pick him up. Now, there's still other people out there, but we still got time. It's only the first day. Like I said, you want to make deals, good deals. You don't want to just break the bank just because somebody's available. So we got to play the game smart. Not to mention you can address these some of these picks in the draft. So just something to think about. It's still the first day. Well, it's the beginning of day 2. So, but guys, tell me what you think about the whole signing, the re-signing of everybody that we picked up. Tell me, did you think some of these deals were good? Were they stupid? What'd you think about Kinlaw? What'd you think about Tunsil? Did we give up? Did we give just the right amount? Tell me what you think in the comment section. Also, guys, hit me up on IG. We're Off the Bench, OFFDABENCH_HTTC. Leave me a DM, hit me up, let me know what's going on, and we could chat in the DM. I'm always open to listen to other people's ideas and stuff. But also, guys, leave it in the comment section. That's what the comment section is here for. A lot of you guys are over there hitting me up and saying like, "Hey, we need to do this." That's good. Thanks for keeping in touch with me. Put it in the comment section. But guys, thanks again for watching Off the Bench. You guys are the GOATs. I really, really appreciate you guys watching. Also, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell, because that gives you the notifications letting you know that I just posted another video, guys. But until then, left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Peace.
Yo, you made it to the end of Off the Bench. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Man, look, it ain't gonna cost you that much. It ain't gonna cost you anything at all. Just press that like, that share, and subscribe. Help a brother out, man.